Welcome to Successful Living with Bill Knapik. Every week we talk with interesting people in a variety of professions, and along the way, get ideas to enhance success in all categories of your life. Successful Living with Bill Knapik starts right now. And here's your host, Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show, Successful Living with Bill Knapik. That is me, and today, Successful Living with Darcey Matthews. She is the owner of the Greenhouse Day Spa here in Houston, Texas, and has had many other accomplishments. We're going to hear about Darcey, her spa, and her story. Darcey, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. It's a pleasure to be here today.
It is super awesome. First of all, you have a very interesting story, but when we think about spas, that just automatically we think about relaxing and how it might be such an interesting business. First of all, let's tell people about your spa here in Houston.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. It's a wonderful 7-room boutique spa located in the heart of the city. Concept behind the spa really started with my love of spas around the world, and we are trying to create seasons in a city that doesn't have seasons. So we're really focused on how each season affects your skin, your health, and your body.
When we think about seasons and being right here in Houston, Texas, the first thing I think about, and I believe it's year-round, we have so much humidity, and I would like to think that that's good for our skin, even though it's oppressive in the summertime.
It's actually very good in general for everybody's skin. It helps keep you more hydrated than you would be, certainly if you were in other parts of the country like Colorado or upstate New York, that type of thing. So it is. But the idea really is that the beauty of the spa industry is that there are so many different benefits to the services that the spa industry provides. So I think people view it as just relaxation, but there's some really wonderful other dynamics that come out of the health and wellness aspect of the business.
And of all the things that you could be doing or could have gotten into as far as a business, what was it about the spa that, of all those things, that really grabbed you and said, hey, this is what I want to do?
Well, as we had talked about, I had a background in the corporate world for most of my career, but had always been really passionate about spas. And when I moved to Houston, there was a small boutique spa down the road, and I had been a regular client of theirs for my time here. And I called in January of 17, and they said, well, I'm sorry, the spa is closed. And I said, closed? That's horrible. Where is the person I've been going to for so many great treatments over the last 10 years? And it really started with thinking. I had talked to the spa manager there and talked to the treatment provider there, and we'd always, I don't know if joked is the right word, but always said, hey, wouldn't it be nice to open our own spa together? And it started with me trying to buy his business and his building and his name, and long story short, but that didn't materialize. And so I went on to start something completely from scratch, which actually was a much better journey and a much more enriching and rewarding one.
So from a time standpoint, when you first had the idea or realized that your spa was not available till you actually opened the doors, give us an idea of how long that took.
Yeah, so we opened in the spring of 2019. So it's been about a year now. So from concept to purchasing a building, it was about a year and a half from concept to actually opening the doors.
See, there you go. Part of the success element there is things take time. And when we need to stay focused on our goals and do the things necessary to get there. As far as your background, Darcey, this is a big change in what you used to do. So let's tell people what you used to do for many years, and also a little bit about your world travels and all the places that you've been able to live in.
Certainly. I had a parent that strongly believed that I was a natural salesperson and a natural marketer, and really encouraged me to pursue a career in finance. So most of my career has been on Wall Street. I worked in the mortgage-backed securities industry. I've done multiple business development roles, and more recently, I was working for public companies in investor relations, and then I'd also worked for the New York Stock Exchange for about 10 years. So along, again, dealing with people, dealing with customers, dealing with messaging and storytelling about the benefits of organizations to investors has been a kind of key part of what I've been working on for quite some time.
You mentioned a key word there, and that is storytelling. Explain how that, and I have in my own mind, in fact, that's part of a presentation I do, but as far as telling a story around things in terms of business proposals or anything else, tell us what that means to you.
I think for me, people will listen to them and look at the numbers, but it's the vision, your enthusiasm, it's the journey and the story that you bring to the numbers that really get people excited and enthused. And I think we try and bring that back every day into the spa business. We provide treatments, yes, but what we are really are about is providing an experience to clients and customers that invokes and engages all five senses or six senses as people enter and leave your presence. So I think the storytelling aspect of being able to talk to financial advisors to get funding for a business, to be able to talk to clientele, to be able to engage them in what your business is trying to accomplish, and being able to talk to other now entrepreneurs about that journey has been really critical.
You mentioned you worked on Wall Street for 10 years?
Oh, probably 30 all in on finance.
All right, we have to touch upon that. So as you were in the New York Stock Exchange working there, I guess every day or most days for several decades, give people an idea. Most of us have not even been there. Give us an idea what it was like to be there and to also be working there.
Yeah, I think one of the greatest gifts of working at the stock exchange, just like New York as a city, it is everybody comes to the stock exchange floor. So you really get the opportunity to engage with the senior management teams of almost every major public company in this country. You get the opportunity to meet political leaders. You got the opportunity to meet some sports greats, and I think it really was a central hub. It's got a very obviously high-pitched, fast-paced dynamic to it, and it's really a real center point and key, part of, I think, the overall economy of the United States.
In fact, it seems to me like if you're there, even if you watch it from afar on your iPhone or TV or whatever, it seems like it has its own lifeblood and you can feel it go up and down. And I would imagine the energy in terms of excitement and even many times disappointment is felt wherever you are on the floor.
It is, and I think I actually started working at the stock exchange a month after 9/11. And to see how the city pulled together and the telecommunications groups came down and laid cables to the street so all of the stock markets could reopen, and anniversaries and things that happened after that. The stock exchange sponsored the World Economic Forum one year and brought in again leaders and communities from around the world. And it's got its own, I think, unreplaceable, unique pace and style.
And tell us your role there when you were working at the stock exchange.
Yeah, so when I was there, I was responsible for a group of listed companies. So the exchange breaks up its coverage of the publicly traded companies at the exchange geographically. And I was responsible for the public companies in Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. So I really became an energy girl by default because there were so many public companies, obviously, in that space in those states. So I was responsible for being the liaison for whatever question they had, listing new shares, spinning out new companies, dealing with bankruptcy issues, corporate governance requirements that are becoming ever more important today. And then also who got to ring the bell, which, believe it or not, required weekly meetings to determine who was going to ring the opening and closing bells.
So each day, a different company person rings the beginning and then a different person at the end of the day, right?
Correct.
So that I would think, yeah, that's a big deal too. And many companies are so excited to say, yeah, we rang the bell, we were there, and but that tell us a little bit more about that, the process.
It's a huge marketing piece of the New York Stock Exchange, and certainly recognizable as people tune in around the world every day to see the opening and closing bell. But we really focused on providing publicly new public companies or companies who had just recently gone public with the opportunity to ring the opening bell. That was the primary focus, and then really looked toward companies who were celebrating listing anniversaries or 100-year anniversaries as a company to ring the closing bell. But there was a lot of arm wrestling that went on between all the different folks in my role to get their companies the opportunity to be on the bell podium.
Indeed, the 10 opportunities per week, right?
Correct.
So,
Correct.
and the other thing I mentioned as we started out is that you have lived in many countries. So let's tell everyone about some of the countries you lived in, because I think this. I'm well traveled myself and have been mostly traveling in the United States, spent a lot of time in Canada, Mexico, even Japan a little bit. But I do believe this. I would advise any young person, whatever they decide to do in life, take some time to travel, even if it's within the United States, because there's something about being well traveled, even if you're in the military, that you are more educated. I think you learn a different life lessons by traveling than some people, and there are a few that just don't venture far from where they started. But tell us about some of the places.
Sure. I think I was blessed at the beginning because my father is British. So I felt like I grew up with one foot in another part of the world from the day I was on the planet. But I've had the opportunity through that, was always encouraged by parents to go away to school. And so I got to go a year abroad in Paris and spent the year in France. And then with my time at the stock exchange, got to return when the NYSE and Euronext merged in 2007. I had the opportunity to return to working with the stock exchange in France for years. So, and then I had also lived in Germany as a young child and spoken fluent Kinderdeutsch. But if I truly had a wish, I think for all young people, the Aussies call it a walkabout, and I would wish for all young people that they would, at least to your point, get out, see different parts of the country, see different parts of the world, because it really gives you a wonderful appreciation of this country and what we have to offer, as well as the benefits of all the other parts of the world.
In fact, it makes me think of my time when I lived in the Washington D.C. area for 3 years in different places and suburbs, and even at one time right there in Kensington, Maryland, 20 minutes from the Washington Monument. I found that just from county to county, it was there are huge cultural differences, and also being in Rhode Island, where you're in a small state where you may go in the morning to another state, and as things are connected, yes, indeed, it is fascinating the different cultures that are within 100 miles of us sometimes, and then certainly thousands of miles.
It's been a wonderful gift, and I think again, being able to travel and see different, again, not to bring it back to the spas, but seeing how different spas around the world handle treatments, handle customers, and create environments for their customers. I think it's enabled me to be able to come back and really try and put my vision into our spa that we have here.
And that's right. I would think that you have a unique advantage there. And we're talking with Darcey Matthews. She is the owner of the Greenhouse Day Spa here in Houston, Texas. That is a benefit for the clients that you serve, because you have taken some of those ideas from all these different places and put them there right to work at the Greenhouse Day Spa.
Correct. And one of the greatest parts of being in this industry is now market research counts as going to other people's spas.
So let's tell people, as far as your plans or some of the things that keep you going as you look ahead, what are some of the things that you might be implementing? And also, before that, let's tell people the menu at the spa, should they want to go to your spa. How does the menu
So
work?
certainly, thank you for asking, Bill. I think the menu is based off of, similar to the name, a natural and botanical oriented service offering or treatment offering. We have facial massages, waxing, body treatments, and eyebrow microblading are the key services that we offer. And again, all using natural products, things that, again, touch the senses, the smells, and are good natural dynamics for your skin.
And when you used to go to spas around the world, around the country, and maybe even your own, what are some of your favorite treatments?
We focus, and I think one of the things I like the most at the spa is our seasonal massage and facial experience. Those both incorporate, again, the latest smell and products that we're using for the season. And then we recently added a Hydra microdermabrasion facial, which uses serums to really infuse the skin with whatever your particular skin type needs. And I think both of those treatments have really been a real seller for providing value to customers and giving them a great experience.
As people listen, and certainly we're here in Houston, Texas, at the time of broadcast, people are listening, but also on the internet, people hear after the fact. Let's tell people, as far as Houston goes, what area of Houston are you in?
So we're inside the loop. Houston has loops. We're inside the center loop of Houston and are really located between off of Westheimer and Shepherd in that general area, which is known as Montrose, River Oaks, Upper Kirby, or Hyde Park, depending on who you're talking to in the real estate business.
That's right. Houston is like the planet Saturn. There's rings around, and we're building more as we go.
More rings.
There's no question about that. Through your many careers, you certainly have been successful. Give us some of the core principles for you to even be successful in the hustle and bustle of New York City and anywhere else. What are some of the things that you would think about every day that have served you here in the spa business, in the corporate world? What are some of the things you think about to have that edge and to continue to go forth?
I think you have to start off with a strong foundation and a sense of and belief in self. I think that comes hopefully from family and friends and also your own personal journey. But I also think one of the key things that's enabled me to get to where I am today is the ability to constantly be asking questions and constantly be trying to get more information on how to provide, the best service, the best customer experience, how to help advise companies through, difficult times. I think just always engaging and asking and being inquisitive and being open to hearing how it's worked and done well for other people has been a key part of it for me. And I think having gone from the corporate world to a very entrepreneurial world, anything that I can contribute and do to help another new baby entrepreneur get over the first 10 speed bumps and not have to go over those learning curves is really going to be, I think, a passion for me going forward and trying to help others as they go through that journey to get to a successful new outcome or a new business opportunity that really excites and they're enthusiastic about and want to grow.
And Darcey, we have about 2 minutes left. What else would you like people to know about what you're doing, success, or anything else?
I think I'm going to stick with the entrepreneurial topic, Bill. I think I knew in corporate kind of how the world worked because I had been in corporate for so long. I think that this journey has given me a real strong desire to help other small businesses and help other small businesses grow and learn, faster so that we can all share the information that we've gathered. And I'm going to look for ways to continue to do that.
Indeed. It's also, it seems to be for some people, a natural thing, even when they're working for a company of any size, to sometimes entertain the idea, I want to be in business for myself. I think all of us at one point say that, and it's not for everybody, and some of us end up doing it.
I don't know that I foresaw this journey 10 years ago, but it's been an amazing transformation for me personally in terms of what I've had to learn. The social media aspect of today's marketing and business communication is a great example of that. And I think it's been a real time for me to stretch myself. And I think the support of, family and friends and mentors or whomever is around you has been a really critical piece for me in order to be able to be successful.
And Darcey, if someone wants to reach out to you to make an appointment at your spa, what should they do?
The best way to reach us, Bill, is probably to give us a call so that we can really personalize what you are hoping to accomplish there. And the phone number at the spa is 713-485-4444. Or we are certainly reachable at info@thegreenhousedayspa.com.
And let's tell people the number once again.
It's 713-485-4444.
The Greenhouse Day Spa. I want to go, Darcey, as soon as possible. You've been listening to Successful Living with Bill Knapik, and today with Darcey Matthews, owner of the Greenhouse Day Spa. Thank you, Darcey.
Thank you, Bill.